I am not late. It is 9. How dare you? Hidden Shadows. I see your message there. Come on now, I'm not late. Give me some credit here, jeez. Refill those drinks, motherfuckers. Hey, how's it going? What's up, Stallone fan, Mr. Eric? As always, here's to plain speaking and clear understanding. What's going on, guys? Frank, Ryan, everybody, Ozzy, Hoskins. What's going on, Mr. Eric Z? Did anybody get in? Oh, what the hell? Why do you have my picture as your obby? That's a little strange. It's a little strange. I'm wondering about that, but okay. It's a good picture of me. I'll say that. What's going on, Philip? Yo, Sid. What's going on, everybody? How did you go off on the guy? Are we talking about, okay, well, I mean, I might as well start it off like that. Deception, right? What's going on? Yeah, I might as well, I guess, just start it off because I said when I tweeted about it last night. If you guys noticed the Snyder Cut video that Joshua Stan's a film director. I hope so. Yes, I have seen the Italian. I haven't seen the original. I should watch the original. I saw the Mark Wahlberg one. I think I've seen only bits and pieces of the original. We're going to have somebody on tonight that has not been on the podcast to talk about things. So I haven't got my stimulus check. No, I haven't. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I get it. Okay. So this is, let's start off. Let's start off by talking about that video and the reason why I removed it. So obviously with everything that happened this week with Fandom Wire and Andy Signor, I can never say his name right. When he posted his article about the Snyder Cut not coming out and Warner Brothers doesn't want to work with Snyder and they pretty much hate his guts and this, that, and this. The video I put out, first off, I shouldn't have put out that video because I was not happy with it for the get-go. You guys got to realize when his article came out on Wednesday, yeah, Andy, I like that. Andy Ignore. I like that. When his article came out on Wednesday, I was like, shit. Again, another week of me just being super swamped because, like I said, like I've told you guys, I got my day job, which I had to really bust my ass to get further into a project that I'm working on. And then, of course, my second side job thing where I consult on I guess you could say my old job, because my old job kind of went under, but they're still trying to wrap things up. And, I said, you know what, I'll help you guys wrap things up. So I've been doing double duty, working 10, 12-hour days, and then trying to do videos. So when the article came out, I was like, okay, I need to do a video because anytime that this shit happens, of course, my fucking DMs blow up, my mentions blow up, and it's like, good God, man, seriously, I've been trying to get the video about Matt Reeves talking about his Batman movie out since last weekend. I'm going to catch up this weekend 100%. I got 3 videos that I've been trying to catch up on. So don't fight, guys. Come on. So this is what happened. So that happened. And then, of course, everybody was recommending him recommending me to him. And he did hit me up, but I was like, should I get involved with this? Should I get involved with this? I kept questioning myself whether I should go on a show, talk about it, and then I kind of asked for advice. I guess you could say I asked for advice from other people. They said, don't do it. Let's just ignore it. Let's just not do it. And I said, yeah, it's probably a good idea. Of course, the next day, opinions flipped on that. So then I went, okay, I got to shoot a video. And the video that I put out, I was not happy with it. I had it ready to go Wednesday night, and I had it sitting there. I uploaded it and had it ready, and I just let it sit there because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if I wanted to actually post it because I wasn't happy with it. That's why I didn't post it till Thursday. And then Thursday, I had a very frustrating day, and I said, fuck it. I'm just going to put it out there. And I wasn't, and I knew it was not, I knew it wasn't going to be good because just things that I talked about, I didn't think it out thoroughly enough. Okay. Now, the way that I started off the video, I would have kept that in there. Okay. Because, you know, that's my style of humor. Let's start off with a little bit of a zinger, but let's face facts. Mr. Andy, of course, was not happy about it. He was not happy about my video when he watched it on Thursday. We exchanged words privately. We did exchange words, and it got a little heated. But I realized, like, yeah, I missed kind of the point of just thinking out, you know, the video and taking his article and just going by point by point by point and talking about like what I know and what I know and everything. Basically, what I should have did is I should have went on the stream, but at the same time on Wednesday, I think that's when Gob went on, right? Didn't Film Gob go on, or was that Thursday? I can't remember. Whenever Film Gob went on, he just walked right into a lion's den he just walked into a shit show. Okay, like a shit show, a big time shit show. And it was like 4 against 1, which was not good. And yeah, there was, they were talking about racism and shit. Yeah. Jody called it. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is though, like everybody called everybody racist. Like I think Gob even called like Andy racist. It got so fucking petty that I just was like, I face palmed about the whole fucking thing. I didn't really hear the debate. I saw like little clips, but the fact that everybody was pointing racism at each other was retarded. Okay. It just was dumb. I couldn't believe, I'm like, come on, this is getting petty here. And I just don't think, I think it was just, I think it could have probably went better if it was more of a one-on-one, or I don't know. But I probably should have went on there that when he first invited me and just talked, just discussed. But instead, I just made a video, and I, of course, made fun of the whole allegations that were against him that happened a few years ago. And, you know, I didn't like dwell on it. I didn't say like, oh, this guy's, you know, a rapist. Right? I don't think that's not the case. Obviously, if you research what happened there, it ended up being bullshit. The woman that Me Too'd him basically said that, or, you know, kind of went back on it when he like showed the text messages. He showed me, I mean, he's no innocent being. That's for damn sure. I mean, he admitted his wrongs, and he had some wrongs for fucking sure. But, you know, of course, but I guess he got compared to Harvey Weinstein, which is like, what the fuck? That's just crazy. And you know how I am. I tweet about it. I put it in my videos about how ridiculous some of that shit could get. Yeah. He's not that type of person. And I wasn't trying to convey that in my video, but I think when I veered off, and I was just kind of all over the place. Yeah, it was just really, I didn't like it. I did not like it at all. I did not like it at all, like how the video played out. And I apologized to him for making those jabs about that. And I said, you know what? I'm going to remove the video. I think what I'm going to do tomorrow is do an actual video where I go over the article, because I mean, I still have my gripes about it. I still think it was poorly thought out and poorly written. The thing is, the irony of it all was I had a poorly thought out video for a poorly thought out article in my eyes. So, oh yeah, I mean, like, yeah, Gob really went in there. But the thing is, though, it's like when you got to just go in there and discuss. And I know, and the way I feel about Jody, I don't know. I don't really have feelings towards him. I don't watch either of their content, and I probably will never. You know, I'm not going to. Just like they don't have to watch me, but I could still respect them, like I always say. You know, your Campillas, your Grace Randolphs of the world. Even though I'm like, I'm not going to watch your content because I'm not really, but I still respect them for getting where they're at. Yeah, I know the intro. I mean, that's just my style. I mean, that was my style. And if I were to do if I were to actually like think out the whole video, if I would have like really taken the time to do that, I probably still would have had that, but it would have been like, just joking, man, just joking, you know. and he probably still wouldn't like it because he seems like he's pretty thin-skinned, and it's fine though. But it's whatever. The way that it should have been is I should have went on the stream when he first invited me, and then we could have just talked it all out because he does want to talk it out, and that's when like on Thursday Garza went on there and talked to him for a bit and really said a bunch of stuff, and kind of changed the tune, which was good. I was glad that happened, because he got information fed to him that he did not know and started flipping the stuff. So it ended up being a lot better on Thursday for that. But I think I just wish I would have went on Wednesday just to kind of do all that. I think hi mom, hello, my mom's here. There's going to be one with the best way to go instead. Yeah, it was better. It was civil. It was that was good and stuff. And it was funny too because a lot of it changed his mind. John was able to shut Andy's noise. Well, it just got civil. It got civil. That's what was good. So that's good. You're gonna do more thought out. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna do that tomorrow and just kind of go point by point. Just talk about the stuff that of course I know that that of course Garza knows too. Hi, Dave's mom. But yeah, so that's why I removed the video because it just I wasn't happy with it at the beginning. That, like I said, I had the video ready Wednesday evening, and I was like, should I even do this? And I sat on it. I sat on it for the day, and then I said, fuck it, and posted it. And I was not happy with it. And then sure enough, it caused a shit show with it. Yeah. I mean, who knew that Garza was going to end up being the hero and I was going to end up looking like a douchebag? Isn't it usually the other way around? Cheers, guys. I haven't even taken a drink yet. I don't know. It was a learning experience for sure. Mama film junkie. It was a learning experience for sure that I definitely need to think things out a little bit more when it comes to stuff like that. Because you just never know the dialogue that it could create. And if you make a video where you sound more like a toxic fan than just having information, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good at all. So it definitely was a learning experience, as well as like other things too. Because the way that everything gets and the way that what the shit that this has caused, you just get reminded about how fucking things get how things get fucking tribal, and I hate that. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, my side just got a fucking W, man. Look at that, yeah, motherfuckers. It's like we all want the same thing, but yet we're trying to fight for fucking W's, and I'm tired of it. I'm fucking tired of it. Really am tired of it. So that's why I removed the video. And, I just didn't want to be that guy. And, and I hope you guys will respect that. And like I said, I'll do another video follow up and do a one that just goes over the points of the article and everything. And of course, it'll still have my brand of humor. Don't worry. I just understand that could be a sensitive topic for the man because it almost ruined his life. And we know how when you actually do research and stuff and they compared him to Harvey Weinstein, that's just fucking ridiculous, man. That's just fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous what happened with him. And then the girl ended up going backing away and nothing ever happened, but it like destroyed his name. And to me, I felt hypocritical because I always suggest like, hey, let's not be toxic. Let's open up discussion. Anybody who has a following, welcome them in to the movement. So then we can have a good discussion and then, go over ideas and whatnot. I always welcome that, but I didn't do that with my video. I didn't, so I felt hypocritical. Of course, he called me a hypocrite for something else completely, but it's fine. It's fine. So, what the hell? Did you know your son has rage issues over a hyena making for rage issue? I mean, I have nothing wrong with what you... Okay, Hoskins, you're weird because you wrote don't think I don't look at my comments. You wrote the same comment about you calling me out and me having rage issues on like 3 of my videos this week. I really don't know what your game is. It's very strange. It's very awkward. It's very odd. I have no idea. Now you're trolling at my mom. Is that what's going on? It's pretty interesting. Yeah. Well, don't worry. My mom has heard me rant a lot. Don't worry. She's heard me rant. Yeah, I don't know what you're trying to do here, Hoskins. You're about to get your fucking ass banned. I'm just saying. You're kind of like, I apologized last week, but then all of a sudden, yeah, all right. Yeah, see, and everybody's agreeing, dude. I mean, what the fuck? I apologized last week because you said you were just kidding, but then you posted the same comment that I have rage issues, and you wanted me to speak on behalf of Birds of Prey being like top VOD or something like that. And now you're saying that to my mom. That is, yeah. That's kind of low. And I'm just saying, that's kind of low. Like, I don't think you're kidding now. I think you're trying to play it as a troll, but I don't know what your end game is here, man. I really don't. So, yeah, buddy. Everybody's kind of disagreeing with you right now. So maybe stop. Maybe stop. Gonna stop. And there's Amanda, guys. There she is. Cheers, Amanda. Yeah, Hoskins, you, I think, is this the line that you wanted to cross? Seriously. Everybody's kind of going, what the hell? Feel free to answer, bud. It might be the last one. Anyways, guys. So yeah. So I'm glad I got that off the chest. And gee, I wonder who Hoskins might be on Twitter. I know, right? I'm wondering now if he's one of the people that always, I'm starting to think that now. Jesus. It's interesting, but yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know, man. Yeah. Like I'm wondering. Yeah. Don't be hard on yourself, dude. Yeah, I know. I just had a foul up, that's for sure. That's it. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me on your podcast, by the way. You didn't come on a weird time. What are you talking about? Anyways, yeah, so I just wanted to clear that up. And I was like, yeah, it just was a video that I wasn't proud of. And I should have just, just ended it. I should have just not did it, re-recorded it, just went over the bullet points. And I think eventually, well, I mean, I'm still going to say a lot of the same things I said in there regarding the article. But there are things in there I was like, why did I say it like that? Why did I do it? It's just, word of advice to anybody who wants to have a YouTube channel. And when it comes to putting out videos specifically on responding to a topic or whatnot, go with your gut, man. Go with your gut. This is not the first time I've recorded a video, edited a video, uploaded the video and said, nope, I forgot this, I forgot that. I didn't say this right, this, that, and this. And I re-recorded it, re-edited, re-uploaded it. Okay. Well, all right, Hoskins, if you don't want to respond to me, yeah, let's everybody say goodbye to Hoskins. Okay. You can keep on making, saying I have rage issues underneath my, my comments, but the fact that you did that, you said it directly to my mom. Yeah. Sorry. And he's gone. Dick. He was like, oh, I was just kidding. But then look what he just did right now. My God, dude. So hopefully you guys had enough of Hoskins. He's gone now. Bye-bye, Hoskins. Fuck, man. I mean, he literally left the same message comment under like 3 of my videos this week saying that he called me out and I have rage issues. I'm like, wow. And then he just said that too. Yeah, that's like, I guess he's just like trying to be ultimate troll status. Cool guy. Anyways, so I got a guest coming on, guys. Got a guest coming in, and he hasn't been on the pod before or on the stream before. Of course, I don't like to announce who's going to be coming on this thing because I like to keep it. I like to keep you guys on your toes. That's the way I do. Ugh. All right, I'm glad you guys backed that up because I couldn't believe that. Because I do read the comments. I do read the comments. Sometimes I don't always answer. A lot of times. Yeah, that's the sad thing, Stallone. It's like we always had like a busting of the balls, but when he kind of hit that soft spot last week, and I kind of went off a little bit, and then I apologized because they're like, dude, I was kidding. But then he left the same comment on 3 of my videos. And I'm sorry, I just don't have time for that. What's up, Brian? How's it going? I want to come back on the live. Yeah, no, seriously. But anyways, guys, my guest is here. So welcome, Mr. Fatal J. What's going on, brother?
Loving you is so easy. I just think so beautiful. Do 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 do. Hey. You know what?
Sorry.
Dave, let me tell you something.
Okay, what's going on?
You sipping on the vodka?
Yeah.
I just finished a whole bottle of wine, clear wine.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be real fun and interesting today.
That's what it's all about on the vodka stream, man. That's what I welcome. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh, man, just loving life, having fun on YouTube. Good. YouTube is fun.
Right? It can be, especially when we do stuff like this. How's quarantine going for you?
Oh, man. You know what? Everybody is going nuts talking about I'm bored. Let me tell you something right here and right now.
Go ahead.
Pornhub is not boring.
You can go on many journeys. Yes.
Many fetishes to explore. Yes. Trust me. Okay.
Yeah, they are seeing an influx. They are definitely seeing an influx of viewership, and they're loving it. And they're actually, I think I remember I heard that they were giving free memberships for a year to.
I heard about that.
Yeah, people in Italy and stuff like that. I'm like, cool, good job.
Yeah,
everybody needs the porno.
Give back to the community,
Right. And so thank you for coming on, man. I know.
Hey, thank you for having me.
No problem. I mean, you had me on yours. That was a lot of fun.
And I thought you was never coming because I was like. Because I'm right here and he's all the way up here, and I had to look up and say, excuse me, Dave, can you please come to my stream, please?
I know how you feel. But I think the way I look at it all, it's like, you know what? We need to welcome each other on each other's streams, especially when we have similar ideas or we're trying to strive for something. I kind of I think I really realized that this week, and I'm like, you know what? I need to who cares? Anybody who wants to talk about something, and if they have a channel to promote, hey, and especially since I've been doing this, I have of course I'm a little higher in the subscribers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm always about helping even smaller channels because I always like to give advice about YouTube. I always get asked advice. Hey, I'm starting a YouTube channel. How do you approach it? And I always let them know in my DMs. I get DMs like that all the time.
Yeah.
So, having this platform, I'm like, I want to start welcoming, anybody. I'm going to have more people on there. That's what I've been wanting to do this year. And, I of course have the normal people, your Swensons, your Colberts, those people. But I wanted to branch out and get more people with channels on here. So, it's just not going to be the last time you're going to be on this thing. I'm just saying, cheers.
You know what? And I'm so happy about that. And Carrie Vanderberg, thank you so much for watching my stuff. I really appreciate it.
There you go. You got fans in here, dude.
Y'all making me feel so giddy and good inside.
Dude, when you started commenting in here, people were like, Fatal J, people know you this shit, man. That's good.
But Dave, I've really been watching you for a long time. I'm talking about I was watching you when your hair was longer.
Oh, man, I remember that. Those days. My hair's getting like that again because all this quarantine. I'm like, when am I going to get a haircut again? Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I actually wanted to ask you about that. When did you start your YouTube channel?
I've actually had my YouTube channel for 7 years, but I started YouTubing last year.
Yeah, I get you. I started back in 2011, but I didn't really take it super seriously. Pretty much when BVS got announced, I'm like, I'm covering the shit out of this movie. I'm just gonna
everybody that I met on YouTube, that's the same time that they came into YouTube.
Yeah.
I see Chris Wong is in the chat. Chris, didn't you come in around the same time as BVS too? I think he came in. Yeah.
Yeah. He said I inspired him. Aw. When we were on the Real Anarchy podcast, he said I inspired him. Aw. Chris, you could share.
Chris, stop it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's, I started the YouTube channel because I was watching people like Philip DeFranco, him mainly. He was like, I was like, I could do that. I could do something like that with movie news and film reviews and stuff like that. So that's when I started. But yeah, sometimes you just like when you start taking it seriously, you realize you're like, you have to take it seriously if you want to get anywhere. Take it seriously.
You know who I used to watch a lot
Who?
before I even started thinking about videos and stuff? I used to watch Chris Stuckman a lot.
Chris Stuckman, yes. He's actually my go-to.
Can you hear me?
Reviews. Yeah, I could. Can you there? Sorry, you're kind of freezing up a little bit, but
see, you freezing up on my side.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on. Okay, it's starting to clear up a little bit.
It might be me because I'm looking at the main YouTube screen.
Okay, you're good.
Might be me.
I think you're getting faster there.
Okay.
Yeah, Stuckman. I like Stuckman. I've been following him forever. He kind of inspired me too. It was like, okay, him and Jeremy Johns. I would watch him too.
Jeremy John. I really like Jeremy because he seems a little bit more truthful.
Yeah. I like his energy.
Yeah.
Like Stuckman, he's laid back, but he's super intelligent. When he talks,
he really know his stuff when it comes to movies.
Yes.
Like he break movies down really good.
Yes, he does.
Like when I'm doing a movie review, I'm just real simple with it. But he's talking about the angles. He's talking about the director. He's talking about the writer, the producers. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about, hey, this movie is good. You should see it. Bye.
Exactly right. And I like what Sam says right here. His impressions are cringe. Yeah, when he tries to be funny, I kind of go, "Oh, Chris, you're adorable," because he doesn't really have the. And I think that's what I try to bring more to my videos, more of the humorous side.
Man, you know what, Dave? I'm telling you, your intros funny as hell.
Yeah, I try to do that.
I'm serious because I'm one of them people. It's hard to make me laugh, but I'm telling you, every time you do your intros, you kill it, man.
I try with that. I always try to keep it light. Try to keep it, and I'll take my jabs. I'll take my. I just want to start out the video with. Getting some laughs and everything. Okay, so I of course wrote down some things, of course, because I try to be prepared when somebody's on here. Let's talk about the Snyder Cut now, because we got your introduction, why you started the whole thing, and of course, the Snyder Cut is what we discussed on your live stream, which was a good discussion. You had Sean O'Connell on there. Of course, he's writing the book. He's writing the book about the Snyder Cut. Specifically this week, man, what are your thoughts about what happened this week?
Well, this week was crazy because of that Clickbait article. And I'm gonna tell you, and everybody in the chat, get ready for this nuclear bomb I'm about to drop on you.
Oh,
me and Jody are friends. We are friends.
What? How dare you? Friends with the enemy? No.
We've been friends even before before Snyder Cut, before he was talking about Snyder Cut. So it's kind of putting us both in a weird place. But we have debated about the Snyder Cut before. So a lot of people been coming up to me today talking about, hey, be careful. He might talk over you. He's not going to talk over me.
Yeah.
He's not going to talk over me because we've done this before.
That's cool. Like I didn't.
He's very respectable. Yeah. I'll let him talk. He'll let me talk. We never agree, but at least we respectable towards each other.
Is this going to that's the whole channel, right? It's going to be on your channel?
It's going to be on my channel, and it's just going to be a very respectable thing. It's not us going back and forth. We're not going to be screaming. We're not going to be shouting, And I know at the end of the day, at the end of the live stream, people still going to feel the same way, but maybe I can have a few people kind of see where he coming from, maybe.
Yeah. That's what it should be about. That's why when I was talking at the beginning of the stream of like how I wasn't too proud of my video, but besides the intro, I was like, I just missed talking points, and I went after too much of just like, I should have just been more, and I should have he did welcome me on their show. I'm actually glad even though like I kind of wish I did, but I'm almost glad I didn't because it seemed like
because it probably would have been a setup.
Yeah,
I really believe
when God went on, it just kind of it kind of turned.
She was going to get to because that's his thing.
Yeah,
that's his thing to fight. And you froze again. Maybe it's me
froze
freezing.
actually too. I don't know who's freezing more. Technology, man. Everybody's, you know why? It's Friday night. Everybody's doing their party fucking Zooms right now.
See, because where I'm at my house, everybody is asleep except me. Okay.
Where do you? So what time zone are you in? You're in.
I'm Central Time. I'm Texas, y'all.
Right, Texas. That's right. I remember you mentioned that. All right, you're back. Yeah. You're starting to loosen up there on your feet. Anyways, so you were talking about that's the way Andy approaches things.
Yeah, and Chris Wong. If it wasn't for Chris, I wouldn't have been able to make that video because Chris nailed all the points of what Andy wrote in that article. That article, it didn't bring nothing new to the table. It was already bringing out facts that we already knew about the Snyder Cut. Yeah. The only difference was this so-called rep or source he had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't bring nothing new, but this is the thing. It shocked me because I saw it on Jody's corner, okay? And it shocked me because Jody never does Snyder Cut content.
Yeah, he doesn't.
So when I seen that, I was like, "Fuck!"
Yeah, shit got real. Yeah,
it's over. My heart sank. And this how I realized I'm really a hardcore Zack Snyder fan. Yeah. Because my heart sank. Yeah. It was like I had a little mini heart attack. You know?
No. When all this shit started, I went, oh God, here we go. And and like during the week, try to find time to like do stuff sometimes. It's like it can be difficult, especially right now, as I'm like kind of doing like almost 3 jobs. I got like 2 day jobs and then this. So when all this was happening, obviously when that article was posted, my DMs were blowing up, my mentions were blowing up. And then of course, when they're inviting people on, everybody's going, are you going to go on? You're going to go on? And I'm like, should I go on or should I just ignore it? And should just maybe, and I thought I shouldn't, I even asked, should I not? People even said, no, you shouldn't. It's not a good idea. Let's not make this into anything more than it has to be. But I was like, well, I still got to make a video. And I just was not happy with my video.
But Dave, you made a smart move because I don't like to just hop into somebody's live stream.
Yeah.
In situations like that without my mind being ready.
Exactly. My mind was
because I want to be able to form thoughts to where if they hit me with this, I can hit them back with that.
Absolutely.
But you can make me look like a bumbling fool if I go into your live stream not prepared.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the bad part. You just never know sometimes with these guys. And I think that's I give credit to Gob for just being like, hey, let's I'm just gonna jump in this thing. But I mean, look what happened. It just ended up being forward and fun, and it didn't play out.
Yeah, they got it.
I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw some clips, and it just that's a position I didn't want to be in, but luckily when Garza went on the next day, it was a little more laid back, and him and Andy were able to talk about it a little bit better. So that's what the good part is.
Dave, I'm looking at myself on the other screen, and I completely froze.
Yeah, you did. You
still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hype out real fast, but I'm gonna come back.
All right, come back.
Maybe if I refresh.
Okay,
I'll be back.
Refresh.
Okay.
All right. Well, hopefully we can get Mr. Fatal J back. He's having some problems with maybe it's the internet or something like that. I know Friday nights there's probably a lot of people that are like doing their little party Zooms, party streams. The internet's getting bogged down. Gonna have to. Yeah. I mean, if it has to, if he has to, yeah, Gob is an easy target. He beats those. Well, see, that's the thing is like, I don't know if Gob is ready to like debate because, I mean, he went after them, using racism, and then of course he kind of, the same approach of just like, hey, Andy's a perv, Andy's a perv, Andy's a perv. You know, if you want to actually have a discussion, it can't be about just, you know, you didn't like this and you didn't like that. It's got to be like, hey, what information do you have? What information do I have? I mean, those guys want to hear like what makes you think like the thing's going to get released. It's just a lot of things. It's a lot of things. So, yeah, nobody did. Nobody did. They were accusing him because he said crack corner, and then I think he accused Andy or something like that. I don't know. It was just very, very petty, and it's just not the way to fucking do these things. It's just not the way to do it. Oh, did he apologize? Sometimes, you know what? Sometimes you gotta, like, I apologized. You know, there's nothing wrong with apologizing when you're like, when you actually want to have a civil debate, when you actually want to like talk things out. So I don't know. Yeah, we all have issues. Wasn't ready for prime time. I think he just kind of walked himself into something that, yeah, I don't know. And I think I was kind of worried about that too when I was debating on going on that first day. And I'm like, should I? Yeah. And maybe I should have. I don't know. But now I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be good now because, like I said, you know, Andy and I exchanged words. It wasn't pleasant at first. And then I righted the ship by saying, you know what, man, I apologize for the jabs and I'm going to remove it because I'm not happy with what I put in there either. So see what happens. We'll see what happens. I don't know how far this is going to go. I mean, obviously, Jay, he's going to have a civil debate discussion, not even a debate discussion. So Dave, it wasn't racism. I wasn't saying it wasn't. It was typical white dude. Yeah, dude, Jose, you got to realize, I thought everything was petty. Like because Gob was pointing racism at Andy too. Okay, so when they kept pointing race, and so was Jody. Jody was pointing racism at Gob. Gob was pointing racism at Andy. It was all dumb. Like all of them pointing racism. There was no racism. I totally agree with you, Jose. Okay, I'm just saying it from my point of view. I'm calling petty on all three of them. That's what I was doing. That's what I'm saying. Like it shouldn't have been that. It shouldn't have got to that point. But I mean, it would be nice. Like I could see Gob and Andy one-on-one be a lot better. Would totally be 100% better. Not just, I mean, Gob versus 4 people. That was ridiculous. And he's back.
I'm back.
Uh-oh. Oh, there you go. I thought your audio wasn't working for a minute there. I'm back. All right. Hopefully the video's good. You're looking good. You're looking.
I hope so.
You're looking like a handsome devil that you are. So.
Thank you.
Yeah. So. Okay. So we're talking about this stuff still. So you're gonna have a discussion with Jody tomorrow. That's awesome. The fact that he's coming on your channel, that actually, I respect the guy for him doing that because,
yeah,
you know, he's got a huge following. That's his day job. He lives off of what he does.
And he lives off of YouTube.
Yeah. He's making time to come discuss with you. That's pretty awesome. I commend him for that.
You know, when I first started YouTubing, I reached out to him and he looked out for me.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people might just like, you know, hate on the guy, especially after this week. But the fact that he did stuff like this, you know, does stuff like that shows that, hey, you know, and I've said it time and time again, you know, I might disagree with the Campillas of the world, the Grace Randolphs,
yeah,
you know, the Andy Signors, I always say his name wrong, but of the world, but it's still, I respect them. And if they're actually gonna, you know, I respect them because they built up an audience, they built up a brand. It's not easy to do, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, you try to do this. It's not the easiest thing in the world. You don't just become, you know, viral or something like that. Some people do, but, you know, it's not an easy thing to do. So I always have respect, and the fact that
I do too. I always have a level of respect. Even if I disagree with them, I still have that level of respect. I'm never gonna come out and say, "Hey, you B or you H or you F." I'm not gonna ever do that to people. You know what I mean?
Harsh letters coming from Jay right now. Jace, how dare you? No, yeah. It's the way that it should be, honestly.
But when it comes to John Campia, though,
oh, I know it can. I can't watch him. I can't. There's been many times, and I've made videos where I'm like, what the fuck's going on with this guy? Come on.
Like, it just made me laugh to where I saw a video where he said it's never going to happen. It's no way possible it can happen. And then I saw a video recently of him talking about the Snyder Cut and said, well, maybe, just maybe, it can go on HBO Max.
Of course, but that's a good thing though. But we got to look at that as a good thing. Yeah. We could call him out and be like, oh, you're a hater and this, that, and this. But at the same time, I'm like, no, we got if John Campia, who has an audience, a big audience, he's willing to turn and say that, hey, this thing might happen now. We need to welcome it. Okay, we don't need to dogpile him and show him screenshots or video clips of him like denying it before.
I definitely agree, and I'm not a campaigner for Grace Randolph either, but she's been in Snyder Cut favor. She really has.
Yeah.
Hello, Stallone fan. I haven't seen you in a long time, man.
Yeah, he's here. He's taking off. He's tired, so he's going to bed.
See you later, my friend.
Yeah. No, but Grace Randolph.
But this what blows my mind, Dave. Okay. Yeah. Movie news is real slow right now.
Yeah.
But Snyder is still on the high. Snyder Cut content and news. And I noticed the big guys. Whenever Snyder Cut is trending, you always see the clickbait articles follow.
Yeah. I kind of questioned that myself. And that's what I even said. And that's a part that I would leave in the video was the fact I'm like, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel with movie news right now. It's kind of convenient that article came out this week. I mean, and then look what happened yesterday. All of a sudden now there's news about J.J. Abrams announcing a Justice League Dark series in development, as well as 2 other series that he's doing. And, I mean, obviously Chris Wong-Swenson, he wears the tinfoil hat stuff, but you kind of wonder, I'm kind of putting on my tinfoil hat as well as my tinfoil thong, where I'm going like, what the fuck? Like all of a sudden, they're telling people who are reaching out, no, it's not happening. No, it's not going to happen. No, please report that. And then all of a sudden, they're saying like, oh, we got all this other stuff coming up. Look at this. J.J. Abrams is like kicking things into gear on HBO Max. We're not talking about the Snyder Cut. We're talking about Justice League Dark. We're talking about the Shining series. We're talking about his own original series. Yeah. It's just stuff that I kind of think about. I mean, who knows? I could be way off base.
Well, can I tell the people in the chat something?
No, go for it.
Because I used to deal with websites. I actually have a secret website where I do affiliate marketing and make a little bit of money on it. This is what these movie websites do.
Oh yeah.
During times like this. This is what they do. When news is running real slow, and I'm gonna look at the camera on this one.
Do it.
They make that stuff up. And they make it up to the point where it's so super clickbaitish that you will click on it and they get ad revenue. Let me tell you the thing. If this was a normal time in the country, it usually just lasts from January to February because movie news is real slow around that time. The hot movies start coming out towards the summer and towards the end of the year. But between January, February, and March, you will get these real clickbaitish rumor news. And the only reason why you see that there is so they can make a little ching ching when you click on the title.
Yeah.
And that is life stories from Fatal J.
I like that. That's a new segment we had on the Vodka stream here, guys. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, I always notice that too, even with like my stuff. When discussing like, oh, like how your views doing, I'm like, well, yeah, January, they're always going to dive down. Like I could have like a good fucking like end of the year, and then all of a sudden January, it'll just take a drop. And that's usually the case because like you said, I mean, January movies, January
movies are the most suckiest movies known to man.
Usually. I mean, occasionally you'll have an M. Night Shyamalan in there, maybe that might be good.
I think the last billionaire blockbuster movie that came out in a movie that hit $1 billion in February was Black Panther. That was like the last one.
But that I mean, it made sense though. We all knew that was gonna make a shit ton. But I think I was actually impressed by January this year. There was actually some good movies that came out in January.
So you're telling me you like Birds of Prey?
I do like Birds of Prey, but
what?
when I watched it the second time, I didn't like it as much.
Dave,
What?
I must ask you, sir.
Now I'm.
What do you like about Birds of Prey?
Margot Robbie, of course. I like Margot Robbie. No, okay. So when I watched it initially, I was like, yeah, I dug this movie. There's things I didn't like about it. I liked Ewan McGregor as Black Mask. I dug most of the characters. I didn't like Cassie Kane. I didn't like that. I was like, what the hell are you guys doing with this character? It's not Cassie Kane. Just name her something else. Please don't. And there was a lot of things that I had criticism. I thought the plot was too easy when it came to like how she obtained the diamond and this, that, and this. Yeah. But I dug the action. I dug the fact that they were trying to make it Tarantino-esque, but I think they were trying to make it too Tarantino-esque. Like, especially when I watched it the second time, I went, this story is jumping all over the place. It's too confusing. It's too confusing.
The only thing that stood out to me was, of course, Margot Robbie. She did what she could with that script.
Yeah,
I enjoy Margot as Harley. She is Harley Quinn, most definitely. I enjoyed the chick that played Huntress because I liked her in Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh yeah, Ramona Flowers. Yes,
yeah, and that's it. Now I did like the police scene when she went in there with the little gun.
Yeah,
but I never did understand how you can blow up a freaking chemical factory.
Yeah,
and get away scot-free. Because I'm pretty sure it was people working in there.
Probably.
Unless it was abandoned.
I think the notion of the fact that she's telling this story, that's why everything's a little bit extreme. I think that's what they were trying to I think that's what Kathy Ann and whoever, and Margot Robbie specifically, because the thing about that movie, I mean, there's drama behind that movie too, and people got to realize that as well. It's like, this was Margot Robbie Margot Robbie was the person that was making the decisions mainly. Okay, you think Kathy Ann was going there and going, "No, I'm the captain"? No, she wasn't. Kathy Ann was an independent filmmaker that got brought into this, and good for her. A great opportunity. I'm glad that she got that opportunity. But do you think that she was calling like all the shots? She might have like been saying like, "Yeah, let's do this or this," and mainly was directing. But from what I heard, that Margot Robbie was really calling the shots because it was her movie. I just think the mistake was the mistake was big time. Is they should have just called it a Harley Quinn movie, not call it Birds of Prey, because nobody knows who the fuck the Birds of Prey is.
Don't nobody care.
No, exactly. It should have been a Harley Quinn full-on movie. I mean, in my eyes, it should have been a Harley and Joker movie. I mean,
it should have been Joker because Harley Quinn, it's like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn goes with Joker. Now, I did thought that was a good idea. I seen Kathy Ann talk about
Poison Ivy.
Yeah. Poison. Now that would have been a good one from the start.
Yeah, that would have been better. Obviously, if you watch the Harley Quinn animated series, I don't know if you're watching that. It's brilliant.
Man.
Yeah, and it's got Harley and Poison Ivy as the main people, and their friendship and their back and forth is absolutely fantastic.
And they drop F-bombs every sentence.
It's so great, and it's so self-aware. It's so self-aware in the jokes. I mean, there's times where I am belly laughing. And I hate to say this, but I'm actually digging Kelly Cuoco's voice coming out of Harley Quinn almost a little bit more than Margot Robbie sometimes. Because it's just like, but I love how Margot Robbie plays the character. I just think like it should have been, speaking of Joker, it should have been her and Joker. Can you imagine like a toxic relationship movie, R-rated, where Joker ends up being the antagonist. She ends up being the protagonist. She leaves him at the end. There's a whole big thing. It could have been like a Natural Born Killers type movie released
just like the Harley Quinn cartoon.
Yes, released around Valentine's Day. I think that would have driven a ton of people to the theater.
Valentine's Day, that would have been the perfect time.
Yes, toxic love right there. I mean,
because a lot of people go through breakups during Valentine's, so that would have been perfect too.
I'm telling you, that movie would have made at least double what Birds of Prey made if it was that movie. I guarantee you.
I don't know what they were smoking when they made that movie, man.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to capitalize on like, it's all women. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but if you throw it in everybody's face like that, like the entire crew is women and this, that, I'm like, okay, well, just make a good movie. That's all we're trying to do here. Just like, I get it. You're trying to like, I don't know, break a glass ceiling or floor, whatever the fuck they call it. but make a good movie while you're doing it. I mean, there's so many, and I'm not saying that Birds of Prey was totally being like 100% feminist, like big time, and shitting on men the whole time. No, that was Charlie's Angels. Trust me, that was Charlie's Angels. That movie was a shit show left and right.
Heard.
Every guy in that movie, even poor Patrick Stewart, ended up being a fucking asshole or an idiot or both. It was really bad.
Man, they've been doing Patrick Stewart wrong because I've been watching some Star Trek episodes.
Oh, I heard it.
How can you disrespect Jean-Luc Picard that saved the universe dozens of times?
I hear the new Picard series is a little iffy.
Oh man, the women are trashing him.
Oh, see,
they trash him.
See, that's the problem. That's with society nowadays. It's like we're all about, hey, let's we get it. We want to be like pro female, and there is a way to do it. That's the thing. It's been done. Your Ripleys, your Kill Bills, your fucking Resident Evils. It's been done, but people make it seem like it hasn't been done. And then when they try to push this, they have to go like 100% just the other way and trash the every male like in the movie. And it's just not going to work. You're going to turn people off.
I'm going to tell you where they always mess up when they promote it. And they'll say, this is a feminist movie.
Yeah, God.
When you watch Kill Bill, you're not even like, it's not even going through your brain that this is a female lead doing some awesome stuff.
No, you're just.
But if you would have said, hey, Kill Bill is the new feminist movie.
Oh, it would have. Yeah, it would have been a shit show. Yeah, like I said, you throw it in people's face, and you're literally going boom, boom, boom. Yeah, people are going to get turned off by that. And I think, and that's the thing. It's funny too, because speaking of Kill Bill, when Once Upon a Time in Hollywood came out, I mean, even Quentin Tarantino got that stupid question where he goes, Margot Robbie has barely any dialogue in this movie, and all the males have a bunch of dialogue. And this reporter was trying to get him. And he was just like, I reject your notion, or whatever the hell he said. And and I'm like, this is the guy who has had strong female characters in a lot of his movies, specifically Kill Bill. And you're not going to acknowledge that? You're not going to acknowledge that he had Uma Thurman take on a fucking slew of sword-wielding fucking ninjas. And just,
I'm going to tell you something. When you was just talking about women, and I hope none of the women in chat think this crazy.
There's hardly.
But it made me think about the video you made with Disney covering up the mermaid's butt.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What the fuck, man? That was my childhood. Anytime I saw Splash was on, I'm like, ooh, like a fucking like a 12-year-old me was like, oh, I get to see Daryl Hannah's butt, you know?
Hey, you hit that little Grinch face like,
yeah. Yes. Man, I know. That was like, why do that? Just cut out the scene if you're gonna do that.
Ryan Rivera, you was absolutely right. I forgot about Jackie Brown. That's a great
movie.
Great female lead movie.
Pam Grier.
Yeah.
I've always found her sexy. I don't know. There's something about her that just.
You should have seen her in them blaxploitation movies.
Yes, I did, and that's what Tarantino wanted to bring back. He was trying to bring that back. He was basically trying to bring that type of character back in Jackie Brown. It's an underrated Quentin Tarantino movie. I mean, it's got a hell of a cast.
And Samuel L. Jackson plays the best villains.
Oh, fucking A, dude. Oh, man. Because he's so, like, you like him, but you know he's, like, up to something, you know?
You remember that scene when he was with Robert De Niro?
Mm-hmm.
And remember, Robert De Niro just messed up everything.
Yeah.
And Samuel L. Jackson was, like, sitting there. And they kind of had me scared because I'm like, is he gonna shoot him or is he?
Yeah, what is he gonna do? Yeah, there's even that scene too where he shows up to her apartment, to Jackie's apartment, and he's like approaching her like he is about to kill her, but then she pulls a gun on his fucking ass. And Jen, like, what are you doing? She knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah,
and there's the cast in that. Chris Tucker's in that. I mean,
Chris Tucker got killed in the movie.
Yes. There's De Niro, you got Jackson, you got Keaton. Fucking A, man. I mean, it's a very underrated Quentin Tarantino movie, and I highly suggest people watch it.
And it's very rewatchable. I could watch that a million times.
In the way that it ends, the way that he tells the ending from all the different perspectives.
Yeah.
Perfect. You know, that's perfect Tarantino right there. But but like I said, when it comes to Birds of Prey, I wanted to like it more. When I watched it the second time, there was things where I was just like, specifically the way that the story jumps back and forth. I was like, God,
it's just too freaking fast, and I don't like stories like that, like Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah,
it was just too freaking fast. That was too freaking fast to be the last one,
dude.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean the part where the Poe is doing that whole like light speed jumping, that is a fucking metaphor for the whole movie. That's what I said in my review. I was all, that's pretty much the movie right there. It was like, boom, go to the next planet. Boom, go to the next planet. Yeah, I know. Sadly, that's the case, and we could have a whole other discussion about Rise.
Dave, I want to ask you real quick before you ask me something. I'm anticipated for one movie and one movie only this year. Ooh. And it comes out in December. Can you guess what it is?
Dune.
Yes.
Yeah.
I truly believe that Dune will destroy Star Wars.
I hope so.
I believe that's going to be the Star Wars killer.
Yeah.
I'm serious, man. Because how you say my boy name? Vanille?
I always say his name wrong. Vunier.
I can butcher names, man.
Oh, dude, you don't know how bad I am. I know it's Denai Vunier.
He's good at what he do, because what he did with Blade Runner, I was impressed.
That's big time. But the thing is, though, it's like the general audience goes, "Oh man, I was bored," and this, that, and this, and I hate that. Because I'm like, I mean, you really have to, when it comes to, and that's the sad part, and a lot of people blame, Marvel Studios, Disney for all that. It's like, yeah, popcorn flicks. They want a popcorn flick, and I'm like, I get that.
That's what Scorsese said.
Yeah,
Scorsese said, in metaphor, it's like crack. It's like fast food. It's like the fast food of movies. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That is true, and it sucks that the fact that you can't really go for like a big budget franchise and try to make something deep and make it breathe, flesh it out.
Yeah,
it does, and I really hope that Dune really does.
I think Dune is going. I knew Dune was going to be powerful, Dave.
Yeah,
I knew it was going to be powerful when I saw that cast.
Yeah, the cast is great. Still, I'm going to do a video about all the stills that came out tomorrow and give my thoughts about it. But I mean, I'll give my thoughts a little bit about it here too. It's just, I mean, they're great. I mean, all the stills that were released, even that first one with Timothy Chalamet, where he's just walking on a beach and you see some ships in the background. And I mean, it's so somber. It's so like the atmosphere, you could tell this is going to be a serious story. If you watch the original movie, I mean, it's a crazy movie, but it's very creative. I mean, I haven't read the book.
I like it, and I read the first Dune book. I know it's a slew of Dune books. I read the first one. The first one I like, but it's not Dune. But a lot of people forget on the Sci-Fi Channel, they came out with their own version of Dune.
Right, they did,
and it's better. But you know why? Because they took their time.
Yeah,
Dune is something you got to take your time. You can't move fast that. You can't. If you move fast, instant fail. It's gonna do bad. I promise you.
Oh, we know that. Yeah, we definitely know that. But I think with Denai, I'll just say his first name. He's he's a very visual director. Yeah. I mean, if you watch Blade Runner, I mean, like just the scene where Gosling is walking up to he's in Vegas and he's walking up to the casino where Harrison Ford ends up being, just like that build up where it's just and just the scope and the way that it looks, it is so goddamn beautiful.
It looks crazy though, like
it's a painting.
It's like eye candy.
It is. So many of his shots. I mean, Arrival is my favorite movie of his. Yeah. And I could watch that movie over and over again. The way that he approached an alien invasion movie with a little bit of time travel. I mean, you give me some time travel in a movie, I'm a happy guy. I love time travel in movies. And just that and it wasn't even like time travel where it had to do with the machine. It had to do with the mind and just the way that the perception of time and stuff. I mean, nailed it with those visuals and the way that he uses the score. I mean, look at Sicario too. Sicario was different because there was a lot of steady cam and a lot of like night vision stuff, but it set the atmosphere of that movie and it worked so.
And what's that lady name? She always kills it in movies. What's her name in that movie?
Jeez.
They keep talking about she gonna be in Fantastic Four, Sue Summers.
Jesus.
Anyway, everything she in, she kills it.
Yeah,
she kills it.
I know.
But yeah, Cesario, that's a good one.
Emily Blunt. Sorry,
Emily Blunt.
Jeez.
Look,
hey, Amy Adams.
Excuse us, chat. We're intoxicated right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm already halfway through the vodka.
I've been done, sir. I was done before I came on this stream. Okay.
Yeah. Emily passed the blunt, as Jose said. It's right there. Oh yeah, she could definitely. I mean, she's a badass. I mean, look at her. Edge of Tomorrow. Woo!
That's a good one, man. And that's a mind freak movie.
Yes. Like I said, you give me some time travel shit, I'm all about it. And then you give me some Tom Cruise running, I'm all about that shit too, man.
Oh yeah, he's the best at running.
Dude, that guy can. I watched Mission Impossible Fallout last weekend.
Yeah,
that movie just has me in awe of how great, like how well that movie, how well the story goes with the action. And then when it comes to the scene where Tom Cruise is running after Cavill, and the way that all plays out, and the way the shots go, and how they're so fluid running with him, my God, it's just, that man's crazy. But I think you're right. I really hope you're right, because I even know they even said that. He said he said that he already has. You can't do this all in one movie. It's going to have to be two. Yeah, you can't. There's so much there. And I love that.
Two at the least, three, or three.
So that's why I'm begging that the movie is a hit, because I don't want them to cancel the sequel. I want the sequel to happen. I already know it's going to be something special.
I knew it was going to be something special when I seen the cast of No Country for Old Men.
Yes, pretty much, right?
You got the freaking cast from No Country for Old Men.
See, here's a question. See, I'm excited for Tenet too. I mean, Tenet was like I think when I did my anticipated movies, I had Dune 4th and I had Tenet 1st, because I mean,
because Nolan wins. Yes. Nolan wins, man.
He does. I mean, and then that first trailer, when you watch that first trailer, you go, "What the fuck's going on?" Like, I don't know what's going on, but I love it. I love it. And I'm
still trying to figure out, like, is this a sequel? I'm thinking this is a sequel to Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, Inception.
It almost looks like that, and you never know. It could be. Like, no one could pull a fast one. I mean, look what Shyamalan did with Split. I freaked out. You don't realize, like, I freaked out when when it was revealed that Split was a sequel to Unbroken. You don't know how excited I got in the movie theater. I was with my girlfriend at the time. And we were like in, one of the theaters that have the reclining seats. I literally shot up and went, "Oh my God!" And people were looking at me. I was like, "This is," and I looked at her. I'm like, she had no idea, because she hadn't seen Unbreakable, and I was freaking out. And could you imagine if, like, Nolan were to pull a fast one, and if it was some kind of tie into Obsession, I would absolutely fucking love it. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, because he mind freaked us in Inception. Like, I didn't even know. I didn't know. I didn't know Leonardo DiCaprio was dreaming.
Sorry.
I didn't know Leonardo DiCaprio was dreaming announced. So that'd be cool if it was a sequel, you know?
Yeah. I know. Like, that's and that's what I love about filmmakers like him too, is he left it open at the end. Like, you make the decision. Was it a dream or not? I'm not going to show you.
Movies like that are always the best. When you walk away from the movie theater, you're still thinking about it.
Yeah.
I like movies like that.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the good thing about it. And then some people, and the sad fact of, and I guess you can blame Marvel a little bit, but you can't blame Marvel about this too, is like, when you want to have a thought-provoking superhero movie, some people just don't want that, and I think that's what Snyder ran into, because I mean, if anybody that did not like Batman vs Superman were to watch Batman vs Superman, of course, the Ultimate Cut, with Snyder's commentary, they would probably be like, "Oh, okay, that's what you meant." And it's like, yes, us fans have been trying to tell you that.
Dave, you're not lying.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even take this scene right here. I'm about to tell them. They don't even think how deep it is. Remember the scene in BVS when Bruce Wayne is walking to his parents' tomb. Remember that scene? Yeah. Remember how dark and gloomy it felt and sad it felt? That was supposed to be the point of view of Bruce Wayne. Yes. He walked up to the tomb, saw his parents' name. Then what happened? Blood started coming down on their tomb. Then all of a sudden, a bad demon came out and attacked Bruce Wayne. Now, this is how I took that scene. Bruce Wayne cannot escape being Batman.
Nope.
Because he's always reminded of the pain that he's going through with his parents.
Exactly.
Now, Zack Snyder did that visual storytelling to you without saying a single word.
Exactly.
But people don't appreciate Zack Snyder because they don't think on that level when it comes to him. You know?
Yeah, I mean, sadly, they just wanted to see Batman and Superman brawl it out, and then
that's a slugfest. You know,
they just want to see a slugfest, and then join forces, and then save the day at the very end, which is what happened. But I mean, just like what we were talking about with Deny, is you gotta these are visual storytellers that don't want to just be like bam, bam, bam to the next scene. They want to tell this story. They want to build this world. And I mean, sadly, it's hard to do that. When you have characters like Batman and Superman, I mean, they transcend the fucking silver screen. I mean, I even said this before. I don't know if I said it on your stream. I think I said it somewhere. I've said it on here many times. It's like when you see the posters, like I'm looking at a poster right now, the Trinity, like right above my TV that I have.
Yeah.
You'll never see a poster of Batman vs Superman where Ben Affleck doesn't have the cowl on. Okay. Like look at Marvel posters. You'll see Robert Downey Jr. without the helmet on all the time.
That's true because I got a freaking Avengers Endgame.
Yeah. You'll always see them
and all of them got the freaking mask off.
Yeah, exactly. and that's the thing. And you know what? I don't mind that. I don't mind that. I like my popcorn movies. I do.
Yeah.
I enjoy that. I can enjoy that. But at the same time, I can also enjoy something that's a little more deep. And the fact that when it comes to Batman and Superman, I mean, whatever actors that are going to play them, I mean, the character still transcends those actors. I mean, Ben Affleck's very well known. Obviously, Cavill was new to the block. But when it comes to Ben Affleck, who everybody knows who that is, the man has won Academy Awards for shit's sake.
Yeah.
He's had his shit sandwiches. We know that. He's had his struggles. But he came out of those struggles an Academy Award-winning director. And the fact that he was going to be Batman, there's no way that you would actually see a poster without his cowl on. And of course, we know that. And the fact that what I love about BVS is the fact that that Snyder wanted to break down that character so much and kind of, turn him essentially into the villain.
And that's what drawn Ben Affleck to that character because of what the crap he was going through.
Exactly. It wasn't like, you weren't starting at the beginning. This was a weathered down 20-year Batman.
Yeah.
And that's why Ben Affleck was like, I'm too old for this, aren't I? And he goes, no, we're doing it like this. Remember the Dark Knight Returns? We're going to take that concept. We're not going to make him as old, but we're going to take a little bit of that concept and we're going to take it a different, level. He's just going to have this totally like xenophobic view of Superman and kind of just be collectively with the people that hate Superman and just totally be like, no, this guy.
But when you watch that, when you really watch BVS, it can really go both ways because the way Batman was watching Superman and Zod, just freaking wreck the entire metropolis.
Dude, I mean,
it did make Superman look bad.
It did.
Because then you got to think, okay, was it people in there? Because while you watching that much destruction, the little piece of you, the little man in your mind, he said, hey, was it people in that skyscraper that they just destroyed?
Yeah. Well, that was like the biggest gripe like a lot of people had. They're like, loot all the destruction. And then it was like, okay, well, here's the sequel where you're seeing this destruction from a human being on the ground. And that's what I love about the opening scene of BVS with Bruce just running through Metropolis.
Yeah.
And witnessing destruction and running towards it. I mean,
and it gave you a 9/11 feel. Did it give you that 9/11 feel?
Yes.
Yeah.
That Comic-Con trailer where you see him running towards the building falling down. I mean, that was my favorite shot of the entire trailer. It's one of my favorite shots of the movie. To see like Bruce Wayne going, when everybody's going, oh my God, building's falling down, let's run away. And he's just going, nope, I'm running towards it. I'm like, you're telling me that this guy doesn't get Batman?
And then this was crazy too, Dave. when he protected the little girl and he looking up and he give him that look like I'm about to fuck him up.
Dude,
I'm about to fuck him up.
That was a perfect look with the music. Like, dun, 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 dun. It was like, all right, it's on. It's on. Fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Pissed. I mean, it set up the story so well, you know, and that's why
I really believe, and I know you got your Martin Scorsese's out there. I know you got them guys, but I still say that Zack Snyder is the king of visual storytelling.
Dude,
He the king, man.
I really wish that Martin Scorsese would watch BVS Ultimate, of course.
But he like grandpa age. He won't get it. You know what I mean?
You never know. I just wonder what his thoughts would be on that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what would his reaction be? You know, when he sees the really popcorn, flashy stuff that Marvel's producing, it's like, yeah, there's that point. But what would he feel about a 3-hour-long, like, Batman, Superman movie that plays out like it does, that kind of draws out, that fleshes out these characters, that really shows the difference between both Bruce and Clark, the parallels and the differences, the contrast.
Yeah.
And then there's so many strong scenes like that. Like when you see Clark when he's walking up the mountain, he sees his father. And then just to find out that Snyder was like, well, that's kind of his own inside, Fortress of Solitude. That's what he's summoning. I didn't want it to make it a physical place. It's a place within. And I was like, that's fucking fantastic.
Dang, that's funny you said that, because I could never, with people who hate BVS, I could not BVS, Man of Steel.
Yeah.
I could never argue with somebody the scene where Superman didn't save his dad.
Oh,
remember when his dad told him don't.
Yeah.
Okay. But now I see, and I saw it on a post today, and it just blew my mind when I thought about it. Remember when Lois got captured by the Kryptonians?
Yeah.
And then remember she went into the escape pod and she shot off. And then remember, dang, I can't believe I forgot my boy name. Gladiator.
Oh yeah, Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe was talking to Superman. And he told him, I wanted you to know how it feels to be a human. Now, this is his real dad talking, not his earthly dad. He said, I wanted you to know how it feels to be human. He said, go save her. Matter of fact, save them all. Now, that's totally a contrast of what his earthly dad told, because his earthly dad was trying to keep the world from knowing about his son. He was calling himself protecting his son. But now his real dad is telling him to protect the world. That's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
That's mind-blowing.
That's a good thing to point out right there. Because now that he's established as Superman, it's like, flap your wings.
Dave, he had to go through that hero journey.
Yeah. It's
but
like
the people that just want the goody two shoes, the Superman. Don't nobody want the Superman anymore. Because look at Superman Returns.
Yeah.
That movie bombed.
Yeah. And it was like, there's a lot of things where there's things I like about that movie, but there's a lot of things where I'm like, you didn't do anything different here. It's still like.
Can I be honest with you?
What?
It sucked.
Yeah. No. I totally understand that, because it's still the same old premise of Lex Luthor trying to sell land, which it didn't even make sense to me. It's like, well, you're going to destroy half the world, and then you're going to try to sell this land that's full of just rocky spikes,
full of rocks. No animals can survive.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Like, it doesn't. It did. His whole agenda in that movie did not make any sense. But it
didn't make sense why the freak Superman left Earth for 5 years to see if Krypton was still going.
Yeah,
on.
because he's like flew in a ship to try to find it, and then it took 5 years. Yeah, there's a lot of things that. But there's a lot of things. There's a lot of like little aspects of like the plane scene. That was a great scene. I thought
I dig that. I dig the plane.
That was a great Superman scene.
Yeah.
The way that they handled the flying and stuff like that. I'll give it that. Brandon Routh was likable. He was a great Clark.
Yeah, he was a great Superman, but it's just people don't want that Superman anymore.
Well, he was basically doing an impression of Christopher Reeve. It wasn't anything really new. And the fact of the matter is, it's like, okay, now let's have something new. And then here comes Man of Steel, something new. And I mean, even though there's a lot of people that are like, hey, I didn't like that movie, a lot of people are coming around. I think when we were going back to the to Jonathan Kent and him challenging his son, my favorite scene is when Clark gets bullied and, Jonathan's there and he walks up to him and he goes, did he hurt you? The way he looks at him, he's just like, did he hurt you? And then he's like, no, he can't. He goes, that's not what I meant. He's just like, he knows, like, you could see like Jonathan going, I'm teaching you something right now, son. Okay. You have to hold back. You can kill anybody around you. Okay? You have to hold back. You know? And then I think, because at first, I'm not going to lie, and I've said this before, I didn't like the Jonathan dying scene. I always liked the original, the Donner version, because like he had a heart attack, and I always thought,
because in the comic books he always had a heart attack and died.
And I always liked that fact because that's the one thing Superman can't prevent. Okay, but then at the same time, I went, I think I just, like, when I didn't like the fact that he didn't save him, I'm like, he could have just saved him. But then I was like, well, look at all the lessons that he was trying to teach him throughout the flashbacks of that movie, and then bring it to that. And then when he just does that and you see Clark struggling, now I go, okay, I actually do really like this scene.
You know why? I understood why he didn't save him, because that was a part of the hero's journey. And it made the watcher ask, why the freak he didn't save him?
Yep.
We're supposed to feel that way because we're on the hero's journey with him. That's a part of the struggle that he's going through as Superman. Not no freaking da. You cannot relate to that Superman.
Yeah, rescuing kittens out of trees. Yeah, I know. I mean, the gripes of that movie, I mean, and it was fun. I did a live watch, the first live watch that I did on here a couple weeks ago. It was fun, just like talking about the movie, as doing a commentary, essentially. And there were so many times where I'm like, God damn, that's a good scene. It's just a good scene. There's just so many things that he gets tested on. And the fact that, when you see the opening scene, the sequence, and it's so very well done, Russell Crowe's a badass. The way that they show Krypton and show how it ends up. I don't have an anime Dragon Ball Z thing, but thank you, Mr. Forth. Golf clap.
Oh, I see what you said.
Yeah. I don't have your fancy animated thing. That's pretty cool what you did with all that. Yeah. Yeah. But thank you, sir. Appreciate that. But when it comes to that, and then you're seeing the ship hit Earth, I mean, your first reaction, I remember even watching in the theaters, like, okay, here we go. We're gonna get the whole, like, I guess we're gonna get a montage of him growing up. But no, it went boom, and then all of a sudden it's Clark on a boat, and you're like, oh, okay, shit. We're already like almost, I guess, present day. Interesting.
Yeah.
Like, immediately it was like, good. That's a way that, that's something different. And that's what I always try to, if I ever discuss it with people that don't really like it, I'm like, how did you not, we don't see that the same thing where we're going to see a kid lifting up a car, or like a teenager running really, really fast. We're not going to see that again. We're going to see.
And we don't want to see that, know?
No,
but I love how they set it up too, Dave, where he was relatable. Because Superman is not freaking relatable, but Zack made him relatable by giving him jobs.
Yes.
Freaking jobs.
Being a busboy and getting picked on by assholes. I mean, and then I mean, there's little details that I even pointed out too, is like when he's on that boat and that thing's about to fall and that guy like tackles him down. I'm like, you realize that Clark had to literally like probably fall down with him, because that guy would have bounced off of him.
Yeah.
Because I mean, for fuck's sake, in BVS, the Batmobile bounced off of him. Okay. So he like literally had to go and fall down with the guy. To make him like he's human. I mean, little details like that, because you actually hear the and I think that Snyder and everybody wanted to like emphasize the fact that there was like a like he made a noise that he got tackled, because you can't tackle Superman, obviously, but he had to make it, of course, do that. And then just the fact that he's always being picked on, and having him struggle with like, okay, I'm supposed to like be a savior of these people. They're assholes.
Yeah,
they're assholes. And then I'm like, and then he finds out where he is, and then and he meets Lois, and he realizes, yes, I do need to save these people. There are good people. I mean, there's so many of those moments. My God. Let's watch Man of Steel right now. I'm just kidding.
But I want to ask you this question.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie. Jesse Eisenberg annoyed the crap out of me.
Did he?
But since I just rewatched BBS,
he grew.
It's growing on me.
Yeah.
Because the reason why I say that, if you watch Superman Returns, what's my boy name from American Beauty?
Oh, Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
It was a comedy, Lex Luthor.
Oh, it was.
But at least with this Lex Luthor we got in BVS, he was kind of sick in the head.
He was cynical.
Yeah.
No, that's one of the things that I loved about Luthor. And I get it. There's some people who are like, I couldn't stand him. And I'm like, yeah, but it was something different. It wasn't just Lex Luthor trying to sell property, first off. And, and I was like, well, I mean, just break down the character. Look at him. He's a skinny little dude with like this crazy hair. You could tell, I mean, his dad beat him and he got picked on growing up. So he looks at Superman as this menace,
And you know what? Those type of guys are dangerous.
Yes, exactly. I mean, he's got brilliance up here.
Yeah.
And he's fucked up. He's absolutely fucked up in the head because of his dad, because of how he grew up. And when he sees Superman that has all this power, he's like, no. And then the fact that he brings Superman to his knees. And you see that in that scene when he just like.
And that was a good plan too that he came up with.
Yes.
That was a great plan.
It was a good plan. Yeah, it was. And I could see the gripe of like, yeah, he was kind of annoying with his tics, but I think I was always on board with it because I like Jesse Eisenberg. And I think a lot of people too are always comparing it to like Social Network because, it was like a little similar to when he played Mark Zuckerberg. It's like, is it just like that? I'm like, no, it's different. And I think that's what attracted Jesse Eisenberg to the role was the fact that I'm going to play this villain that's going to bring down these two giants and make them fight with each other. I mean, he was the puppeteer. The skinny little smart kid is the puppeteer to these big brooding dudes. One's a god, one's a human. It's just.
And you remember when they was at that party and he almost made it seem like he already knew their secret identity.
Oh, he did. That's
what I was thinking.
Oh, he did. That's why. He said, you should not pick a fight with this man. And wow, what a handshake. Yeah, he totally knew. He totally knew. And that, I mean, that's why that whole scene's. That's another. Oh God, when I watched that scene, I'm like, that scene is so great because you got all three of them. You got Diana in the mix too, and the first confrontation between Clark and Bruce, and even Bruce is like, wait a minute, I could wait, you look familiar, kind of thing. And you could tell that he's already sensing it. And then of course, Clark can hear Alfred talking into his ear. So he's like, well, what the fuck? It's all just like that whole scene is like a big mind fuck in my eyes, because everybody is deceiving everybody in that scene. You got Diana deceiving Bruce, and you got Lex deceiving everybody, and then you got Clark that's kind of the more innocent one, and he's kind of going like, wait, what's going on here? Like, I'm hearing like something. Wait a minute, Bruce, what the it's all like a big, like everybody's just deceiving everybody in that scene, which is why I love it so much.
You want to know something funny though? Everybody's biggest gripe about Batman, because I'm gonna tell you something. Ben Affleck played the best Batman ever.
Jeez.
But everybody's biggest gripe about Batman was that he killed people.
Oh yeah.
But I saw a YouTube video like some months back where it showed Michael Keaton's Batman.
Oh,
he killed people through that whole freaking movie.
Dude, no, not just that movie. The other movie too, Batman Returns. It was even worse.
Yeah.
In Batman Returns, he literally straps a thing of dynamite to a big dude and punches him into a manhole, and he blows up.
And we're gonna pretend that he survived.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that whole debate, it gets on my nerves. I actually did a casual Batman video where he confesses into being a murderer. Yeah. And I bring up all that, it's all ridiculous because, like, first of all, it's a fictional character. He's not really killing people.
And a lot of people forget with the comic books, they got different versions of Superman, different versions of Batman.
And they both have killed in the books too. That's what's funny. It's like it's not a new concept. I mean, when it comes to BBS, right when Alfred drops the newspaper and goes, new rules about him branding that dude, that explained everything right there. That explained that right there in that one scene where the newspaper drops and Alfred goes, new rules. That right there showed that Bruce has lost his way. He is not the same Batman as he once was. His rule totally faded out. He was being more brutal. He was being more, he was just sick. I mean, and then that of course leads to that line that he says when he's in the burnt down Wayne Manor, when he's talking about his dad. He goes, criminals are like weeds. You pull one up, another one just grows right up in its place. Yeah. And he's just 20 years, and when you're trying to clean up shit and you're trying to do good, and it's just when you feel like you haven't made your mark, and then you got this superhero, this super being, this god that's coming here that could easily just take everyone out. And when you had like a vision, when you had visions, you had a dream about this whole apocalyptic world, it's gonna fuck you up.
I'm watching Justice League like for the first time, and I was thinking, where the freak is the nightmare scenes?
Oh, it's there. It's in the Snyder Cut. 100%.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming,
God, dude. Yeah, when it comes to the Snyder Cut, what are your thoughts? Okay, we're about an hour and a half in this thing. We'll probably wrap it up in a little bit, but let's talk about like
when it come out.
Well, we already kind of talked about that on yours, and I said that
I want to ask you something. What do you think Zach got like a poster somewhere and he's just saying, okay, check. Then next month I'm gonna do this, check. Next month I'm gonna do that, check. Or do you think he's winging it?
He might, because I mean I know for what I was told, when he planned out the whole arc, he had like a whiteboard that pretty much had the whole story laid out.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can there's probably a picture of that whiteboard somewhere. Who knows if we'll ever get to see it, but I told that it does exist, and maybe a picture does exist of the whole plan. But I mean, essentially what was on that whiteboard was probably on that first t-shirt that he designed, which that
cryptid t-shirt.
Yes. I'm thinking like he just took the outline that they created with that whiteboard.
What was the thing with the sperm and Batman?
No, that just shows you that Batman dies, that Batman was going to sacrifice himself in Justice League 2, and Lois and Clark were going to have a baby, and they were going to name it Bruce.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's like I kind of figured everything else, but I said the sperm and Batman.
Yeah, no. I always joke about that because, like, I can't wear that to work. It's got sperm on it. I can't wear that to work.
Excuse me, sir. You have sperm on your shirt.
Exactly. What the fuck? What are you wearing? Got sperm on the bottom of it, man. What are you doing? No, but yeah, that's what I always found funny about that shirt. It's like, yeah, you wear that. Someone's going to comment on the sperm that's on that. But, but I mean, that just shows you that Snyder was like, yeah, this is my plan right here. He's like, Batman was going to, and that's another reason why, like, Ben Affleck was like, yes, I'm only going to be in, like, he signed up for 3 movies. He signed up for 3 movies, which was supposed to be BVS, Justice League, and Justice League 2. But then when things were like, hey, everybody's liking your Batman, you should make your own. So he was like, okay. And then, of course, before that, they're like, can you make a cameo in Suicide Squad? He said, okay. But he was just signed on for 3 movies. And it was BVS, Justice League 1, and Justice League 2. And he was going to go out in a blaze of glory. We were going to probably see some fucking great scene where Superman is carrying Batman's body, which would have been excellent, that we've seen in the Infinite Crisis or whatever the hell the book, where you see like that. But of course, there's logistics of that where he's like a skeleton and blah blah. Yeah, there's a whole logistics. It's not going to be exactly like that, but I guarantee you, we would have had an awesome scene like we got like when Superman died, of Batman being carried by Superman after a bad battle with Darkseid or whatever the fuck. And it would have wrecked me for sure. I'd be like, I would have like in the theater, just like fucking, oh my God. So I'm like, yeah, Final Crisis. Sorry, not, yeah. But yeah, it would have been something epic. I mean, I still get choked up just watching Superman die in BVS. I mean, no matter what. I mean, the way that scene plays out with everything. Yeah. Can you imagine? I just can only imagine the scene where Batman would have sacrificed himself and Superman like carrying him, and oh God,
I think that would have hit harder because Batman is just a man. Dude, he's just a man. And Superman dies, in the back of your head, he's coming back.
Yeah, exactly. But Batman ain't coming back.
No, he's not coming back.
He's not coming back. And
that happened in Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
He died. Well, he faked his death, but he still died at the end.
Yeah, it hits you, and then all of a sudden, of course, he shows up at the end. But
yeah,
but still, it's like, whoa, you know. But I mean, I don't think they would have pulled that one because they kind of pulled that one in Dark Knight Rises, where it's like he sacrificed himself, but then he did live because he fixed the whole ejection seat thing and blah blah blah. I don't think Snyder would have been like. Snyder was like, "Nah, he's dead. He's dead. You know, it's done."
I want to ask you a question though.
Okay.
It's always this question come up: is it done or is he reshooting? Is it done or is he reshooting? Is he tweet? Yeah. Like, okay, you remember he showed us the pictures of the movie reels.
Yeah,
the movie reels.
To
me, that made me think, okay, it's done. But then the slate that came out for Victor Q said for potential reshoots.
It's not reshoots, it's additional shoots. He doesn't want to like redo. He doesn't want to redo like anything. He just wants to add a few things that he never got to. You got to realize that before he left, he did plan to do reshoots, but he planned to do additional photography that he wanted, one being the Martian Manhunter scene with Harry Lennox. He wanted to do that. And
now break that down to me, because I hear a lot when people say additional photography. Now break that down, because is that camera? Is that not camera?
It is camera. It is camera. Okay. It's stuff that he didn't get to yet. Like I said, the scene where supposedly Martha leaves Lois's apartment and then changes.
She turned into Martian Manhunter,
and then changes in this Swanwick, and then we get that reveal. I think they created, and that's the thing. That's something we haven't seen. You know damn well there's concept art of Martian Manhunter that he might drop at any time. I'm waiting for that. Who knows?
Because that's one of them. Moments.
I don't know if Well, I don't know if he wants to show that yet.
Yeah,
because it's like because he's probably waiting. You know, he probably wants us to see it in its full finished form.
Yeah,
but so I think with that he didn't film the part with Harry Lennox, and so he wants to shoot that. And I think he had other things that he wanted to shoot too.
Do you think he need Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill back?
He might. I don't know. Like that's the thing. That's the question too. And I'm a firm believer that Ben Affleck would gladly come back and do that additional photography.
I think the only hard one will be Cavill.
Yes. Cavill. I mean, we don't know what the hell. I know he wants a new Superman movie, but
he being encrypted too, like Zach, because sometimes you be thinking he not coming back. Then you see other stuff where he might come back.
Yeah.
But I always heard DC didn't pay him. They didn't pay him.
Well, he didn't get paid as much. But he was new. He was new.
He a new actor. Everybody was new except for Ben.
Yeah. When it came,
who the freak knew Gal Gadot before Wonder Woman? We saw her in Fast and Furious.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, exactly. So when it came to like the everybody's contracts of BVS, obviously Affleck got the most because he was the most recognizable, and that's the way the business works. There's nothing. It's all about your name. It's not about your gender, the color of your skin. It's not about that. It's always about the name. That's how profitable are you when your name is on the marquee, when your name is on the poster. That's the draw. And I think Cavill just wanted a little bit more, especially for like Justice League. He wanted more because he built up his name. Good for him. Now he's becoming a household name. He has become a household name. He was in a Mission Impossible movie, where he did pretty much all his own stunts. He wanted to prove himself. He has a Netflix series
that he killed it on The Witcher.
Yeah. Huh? He what?
He did a good job on The Witcher.
Exactly. He did. And it's getting another season. He is now becoming a household name. So now you have that. I mean, and money is always going to be an issue. And
can you imagine if we got a Man of Steel 2 directed by Zack Snyder?
Oh, Jesus Christ. That'd be
you know how I would be if they said that? This is me.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't even have to move my hand. It would just automatically happen. Yeah, it would automatically happen. I mean, it's a long shot, of course, but I would absolutely love that. But I think Cavill's in a tough spot because when it comes to all the other cast, you got Momoa. Momoa already, he's $1 billion baby. You know, his movie made $1 billion. He's already set. He's locked in for a sequel. So is Gal Gadot. She has the sequel coming out.
What do you think about Amber Heard? She won't be back. You don't think she'll be back?
I don't know if she's going to return. I don't think she's going to return.
Yeah.
You know, and I even mentioned this when I did that video when like there's a potential prison time. I don't know if she'll face prison time, but that whole situation is so toxic. I mean, both of them are so toxic. I get so sick and tired of seeing people taking sides in that.
Yeah.
Specifically her side, because she's the more toxic one. Johnny Depp's just fucked in the head. He's just,
man, you can tell he is.
Oh, he's losing it. He's a Looney Tune. I mean, look at his roles. I mean, he's a great actor. I love Johnny Depp.
Yeah, but he's going back to Edward Scissorhands, man.
Yeah, I mean,
he's real weird now,
dude. He's a Looney Tune. You know, and so I'm not defending either one of them. They were totally toxic, but the fact that I see on my timeline so much where everybody just goes, Amber Heard's innocent, and I'm like, no, she is not. There is actual audio of her like abusing him and throwing a bottle at him and cutting his finger off.
Yeah, and then you got to think too, they stayed together for a long time.
Yes.
You got some couples to get their rocks off beating each other up. Dude, I'm just saying that's what they do.
Dude, I'm sure the sex was phenomenal. I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, she's gorgeous and she's crazy. That is a deadly combination, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know that he was enjoying every bit of the sex that they had, for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's more people involved. I wouldn't be surprised if Elon Musk gets involved with this, because she was with him for.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. James Franco is involved with all this. And now she apparently, the last I saw she was with was Andy Muschietti, who's supposed to direct The Flash, which that's scary. You know.
Wow. Funny you said The Flash.
Yeah.
You think that's going to happen?
I am hoping, because I love The Flash and I want it to happen.
You know what? I like Ezra Miller too.
I do.
A lot of people hate Ezra Miller.
I get it, because he's not exactly the Barry Allen that I would have thought, but I do like his version. And I really want to see more of the version that was supposed to be that Zack Snyder wanted, not the one that talks about brunch. I don't want that one. I want the one that we were supposed to get that is like doubtful on himself, but also like, hey, I can live up to this. And see, that's another thing too, is like, you know, when it comes to the cast, you know, Ezra Miller, he's already established in like Fantastic Beasts, and he's supposed to get his movie. You know, I feel really bad for Ray Fisher. He got the shit, the fucking elevator shaft the most, because he has so much potential, and he's supposed to be the heart of the movie. He was supposed to be the heart of Justice League. We were supposed to get his backstory. He was supposed to be like the glue that like kind of like binded everything together, and he got fucked out of it because
they said during that nightmare scene he was supposed to be messing freakers up. He was supposed to like go full destruction mode.
The nightmare scene consists of him and Flash. I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah,
people got to realize we saw those suits. The Nightmare, Flash, and Cyborg suits.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they're supposed to be a part of the Nightmare scene that we were supposed to get in Justice League. That's going to show more Darkseid. And I mean, we're going to see Darkseid like crazy, and not like crazy, but we're going to see like Darkseid, you know, in visions, and then of course at the end, and you know, just a teasing to the second one. I mean, my God, I tell you what, man, it's crazy. And
I know, man. And when you think about it all, like, dang, Zack Snyder was gonna make a great verse, a great Snyder verse.
He will.
So,
I mean,
okay, let's just be realist right now.
Okay,
this movie drops either November. I'm gonna take your side on this one.
Okay,
it dropped 2021. What then? Is it over?
Well, like I said, like we discussed on your stream, and what I've said before is like it would be nice if they could if they can look at it and like and I love the fact that Jim Lee is now a part of this, because
I love it too.
Yeah, Jim Lee is a big Snyder fan. Jim Lee sketched out storyboards and art for BVS, for Justice League. I mean, yeah. He definitely did do something like that. There might be stuff that has not been seen yet that would I mean, if Snyder were to drop that, it would be like bombs dropped. And I think he realizes that, hey, we're all DC fans. We all love these heroes. We're not going to all agree on the way that certain people portray those characters. Certain people have like different ways that they want to show us these characters, but we're all DC fans at the end, and hopefully we can all support that when he's been.
And I really did see what he meant by that.
Yeah.
I saw what he meant by that because it shouldn't be a division. We should all just enjoy these movies, and the big bonus, the big trophy, is that we get the Snyder Cut movie.
Yeah, I mean, just to see something different, just to see something. I mean, I don't know how many times I've seen where I've seen people change their mind about Man of Steel after so many years. They rewatch it and go, you know what? This is actually a really good Superman movie. And then
I used to fake. I used to be a faker and used to say, well, this Marvel movie here is my favorite. But in my heart, Man of Steel was always my favorite superhero movie. But I didn't want to say that because you got your Christopher Reeves fan that say, well, no, that's not the Superman. Nah. Look. Man of Steel is better than that one.
Oh, it is. No, I'm gonna agree with you. Man of Steel is the best Superman movie. It is.
Yes,
it really is. Like there's nothing. That's nothing against the Donner Superman 1 and 2.
Yes, nothing against that.
Like those are great Superman movies, but my favorite is Man of Steel.
And I told Jody that. I said, Jody, I know you love Christopher Reeves, but Man of Steel, I enjoy it better. He respected that. Good. He didn't scream and slobber like y'all thought he would. He said, you know what? I can understand that. Man of Steel is a good movie.
It is. I mean, I've seen so many people turn. I mean, the biggest thing that I remember of somebody turning when it came to BVS was John Schnepp, and may he rest in peace. I respected the man like a motherfucker. Even though I didn't agree with everything that he had to say. But I remember when BBS came out, he did not like it. He pretty much hated it. But when the Ultimate Edition came out and he went and saw that screening, and then he did a review with a panel right after that, he basically admitted that he pretty much did a 180 flip and really dug BVS. And
a lot of people did.
Yes.
A lot of people did. I enjoyed the theater version. But when I got home and put that Blu-ray inside the PlayStation and seen the Ultimate Edition, I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
I fell in love with it.
The story flows so much better. And I even remember when they were teasing the Ultimate Edition and they showed that scene where Luthor shows, Batman broke into LexCorp, and then he walks up and he sees the monitor, and Superman just drops down and picks somebody up in such a Batman with the most Batman fucking thing I've ever seen in cinema. Yeah. And I remember seeing that going, why would they fucking remove that? I like pulled my hair. I'm like, why would that not be in the movie? Yeah. Oh my God. I was so frustrated. I was like, how would you not have that in the fucking theatrical? Holy shit. That was like the most perfect Bat.
Dave, I'm just to drop another nuclear bomb on here. In chat, get ready to laugh at me. Dave, get ready to laugh at me. Okay, you remember in BVS in the very beginning when they introduced us to Batman? Remember that scene when the policeman was in that warehouse?
Yeah.
With the little girls that were being kidnapped or whatever. They were holding them ransom, whatever. Yeah. And remember, Batman was freaking crawling on the ceiling like a freaking demon.
Uh-huh.
I was scared.
Dude,
that scene scared me in the movie theater. And you know what? I thought about it. I said, dang, that's how Batman should look to the criminals.
Yes.
We never had a Batman that scared us.
Yes.
What scared me? That scared me, man.
See, and that's when you watch that. And I remember I made a video of when I first saw the theatrical, and I was kind of like, I liked it, but I had my gripes, and I was like, maybe it should have been like this. And then when the Ultimate Cut came out, I'm like, well, there it is. That's exactly what I explained it in a different way. Maybe there should have been a scene like this but then when the Ultimate came out, I was like, oh, well, Snyder had an idea. He just needed to show us. And it was different from mine, but it was essentially the same idea. It was showing the parallels between Superman and Batman. You see Superman, go to fuck on the other side of the earth to rescue Lois, to stop missiles from fucking bombing this village where Lois is at, and then drops through a ceiling, and then of course goes through another wall, rescues her. You see that Superman. When you compare that, the contrast to Batman, it's a fucking horror scene.
It's a horror scene. Dude, and I'm glad people in the chat, Dave, I'm glad people in the chat are agreeing, because I thought I was the only one that thought that, but I mean, it looked like a freaking demon or something that was crawling on the walls. And then I thought about it. I was like, dang, that's how Batman should look.
Yeah, it was that whole scene played out like a horror sequence.
Yeah.
Like the cops were scared. Even like the girls that were, remember when like he tried to open the door and the girl's like, no. And she was like, the demon is still there. Even though the demon was there to save them, they were still afraid.
Yeah.
They were still freaked out. And I'm like, yes. And then when you see that scene, the way that it pans over, and then you see him just like in the corner of the wall like that.
He like this.
Dude, that was it's such a perfect way to introduce. And then he just fucking swings up and just boom, boom, boom. And then he made it where he moved, like a demon.
That movie was perfect, man. I'm talking about even like the scenes where they were showing Superman on the news. That's what America will really do if somebody came down from another planet. You know what I mean?
I mean, like, it's funny, too, that we're talking about this because, 4 years ago, I think today, or 5 years ago, was when the first official teaser trailer of BVS came out.
Yeah.
That's when, I still remember that day because I was working and I remember I saw that it leaked out, and I actually did a video about it as I was at work. I'm like, I'm going on break, 10-minute break. And I was like on my laptop going, oh my God. And I recorded a thing on my phone. I'm like, God, the fucking thing leaked. And I found the link. I have it. Go to my website and blah, blah, blah. And then finally, like, Snyder was like, hey, well, here you go. This is without being pirated. Because he threw it out there. And I mean, that teaser trailer really set it up for like, okay, this is what you're getting here. Okay, you're getting a fucking pissed off Batman that is going after a Superman. And I mean, I even just rewatching that trailer today. I mean, it gave me goosebumps. Just everything about it just gave me goosebumps, where you see the armored suit, and then you hear the line, tell me, do you bleed? And you're like, oh my God, holy shit.
That scene right there. I went to my parents' house, and BVS was on TV. And right when I came to my parents' house, sat down on the couch, that scene came on.
Yeah.
The way Batman got out of the Batmobile after Superman stopped it, he was like, what do you want to do, freaker? Dude, what do you want to do? Do you want to fight now?
It was a mixture of, okay, let's fucking do,
he was like, bring it on.
It was a mixture of, okay, I'm kind of fucked, but let's do this, kind of thing. He was him get up. He's just like,
Superman could have broke every single bone in his freaking body, and Bruce Wayne would have still went with him. He would have still went with him. He would have still went with him.
I mean, the balls that he had.
Yeah.
I mean, he just
and I hate that. This is what I hate, Dave. I hate that the media made fun of "Do you bleed?" because that was a serious line to me.
Dude,
that was a serious line. Do you bleed?
I mean,
you will.
The way that scene plays out is like Superman could have easily just, of course, killed him, and Batman knows this, but at the same time, he's just like, all right, if I'm gonna fucking do this, let's do this. And then he just flat out, like when first Superman threatens somebody, goes, the Bat's dead. Don't even go to your, the next signal. Stop doing this. And then what does Batman do? He just goes, hey, tell me, do you bleed? And then he goes. And then Superman just goes, what the fuck? And then just flies off. And then he just goes, you will, you motherfucker, He gets even more.
But did you notice how Superman looked at him like, man, you're a little ant to me.
Yeah, I know, exactly. He's just like, what the fuck? Like, seriously? Like, you're going to threaten? You're going to threaten me? What the fuck? Do I bleed? this guy, it's all crazy. But I
Yeah.
think we're gonna wrap it up here, Jay.
Let's wrap it up, man. My wife, she right here. She don't fell asleep and now she don't woke up again. And
yeah. I know it's pretty late where you are. You're like 2 hours ahead. So
yeah,
dude, I appreciate you coming on.
Hey, man, thank you so much for bringing me on, man. I had fun.
No problem, man. Promote yourself and tell us when you're gonna have that little debate with Jody.
Well, let me tell you something. Over here at my channel, if you like bow-legged midget strippers, make sure to go to Fatal J channel and subscribe and like. Okay.
I like
the debate, and it's not gonna be a hey, I hate you. No, I hate you.
The debate always seems like it's gonna be like something like nasty. It doesn't mean it's gonna be nasty.
You know what? And I shouldn't have promoted it as a debate. It's a discussion.
Discussion. Yeah.
He gonna tell me why he doesn't like Zack Snyder in the Snyder Cut. I'm gonna tell him why I like Zack Snyder and the Snyder Cut. We're gonna have some laughs. We're gonna answer some questions in the chat. It's gonna be just like that. It's gonna be 3 p.m. Central Time, which your time will be 1 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
3 o'clock. You said 3 o'clock, right?
3 o'clock my time, which is Central, and 1 o'clock Pacific, your time.
That'll work.
Yeah.
Guys, go and subscribe to his channel. Appreciate you coming in and
Thank you so much.
Appreciate everybody.
Hey, man, I want to come back. Can I come back?
You're coming back. You're coming back. Next time we'll get a panel going too. You know how I am. I just wanted to do a one-on-one at first, just to like get to know you, how you started off your YouTube channel. I'm always fascinated. Actually, you want one more question I'm going to ask? Like, what's your process when you do a video? I wanted to ask you that.
You know what? I'm glad you asked that because if y'all YouTubers out there, this is what I do.
Good.
When I drop a video, I don't have a praying chance of competing against people like Dave. So what I do is I do keyword research. I used to deal with websites back in the day, a long time ago. I knew how to rank my websites. So I use low competition keywords to rank my videos so I can hang out sometimes with people like Dave. When you look on the first page of a certain topic, now sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Oh, I know. It's difficult. The algorithm.
Yeah, because YouTube switches up all the time.
Oh, yeah, the algorithm, you can't guess what the algorithm is going to be.
But I try to implement keyword research, and I try to implement just good content.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I'll just like, when I'm like figuring out what tags I should use, I'll just type in like boop, 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 and it'll give me, of course, the list of like that word with like other words with it, and I'll add that to the tags. I mean,
but tags are very important because it's telling YouTube what the freak is this video about.
Exactly.
It tells it what it's about. Because some people put, I put a tree here, I put an apple there in their tags, and YouTube doesn't know where to put it. So you probably on page 32 when you could have been on page 1.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I totally understand. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to like figure all that stuff out.
Yeah, but I really believe if you just stay focused, make good content, it's gonna be all right.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said at the beginning, especially with my video about the that article that came out this week, I sat on it for a day, and I should have went with my gut, and because I've done that before, where I've like talked, and I was like, and I watched the video, I sat on it, I watched the video again, I went, you know what? I missed some things. I'm just going to re-record it. Yeah.
Well, that's funny you said that because I came out, I broke the article down on my channel, and it was one part I kind of felt bad about.
Yeah.
And it was about Andy.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. We have
because I'm going to tell you the truth. I did research on that, and he didn't do it.
I don't know. Yeah. The whole allegation thing, the whole allegation thing was bullshit.
Because he put out the text messages in the email.
Yeah.
But we live in a time now. If a girl say, "Hey, he touched me," you're screwed.
I mean, he's not innocent. Let's face facts.
No.
He admitted to wrongdoing.
Let me tell you something. He did it, but he did it, and she was willing.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't. There's no like false play when it came to like, sexual, the rape or whatever the fuck, that was complete bullshit. I hope.
And if y'all think I'm making this up, it's out there. He put the screenshots out there for everybody.
He put all his messages he admitted that he was, he was a little bit scummy about certain things.
Yeah.
about what he did.
But when I made my video, I kind of explained to my audience who he was. I didn't bring up what he did. I just said he was in some drama with Screen Junkies, and I felt like I shouldn't even brought light to that.
That's the thing, and I made light of like a lot of it, or not a lot of it, but I brought it up, and I just was like, and I knew I was like that.
Probably, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, the opening, yes, the opening.
That intro was funny.
The intro. I mean, I go for the shock value for the intro.
I love your intros though.
I might have kept that. I might have kept that in there, but I would have probably. I should have been like, hey. I should have explained, like, hey, don't even think about that. That was just me doing my thing. That's the way I do it.
Babe, when you said instead of reading this, you should read this.
And then I do my laugh. Yeah, I know.
I fell to the floor laughing, man.
Dude,
and I'm telling you, I don't do that with YouTubers.
Yes,
I don't do that. I don't do that when YouTubers laugh like that.
That's what
I
go for.
Had me on the floor laughing.
That's what I go for, man. That's what I go for. But
yeah.
All right, guys, subscribe to Fatal J. Watch his debate tomorrow, or his discussion, I should say.
Discussion.
And, you guys know where I'm at. Subscribe to me. All the stuff down below. And yeah, cheers, guys. There's the last drink I got for the vodka. Cheers.
Bye bye.
Going down. All right, guys. Talk to you later.